Congresswoman Jen Kiggans is a member of the House panel that visited the border last month. She saw what was happening there and joins me now live. Thank you so much for being with us. You know, I know the questioning from Cruz was extremely angry and maybe even over the top for some people, but this is a frustrating situation for all sides. Is Mayorkas tone deaf? What is going on?
Yeah, you know, I think the number one problem and step one is really to acknowledge that there is an open border, that there is a crisis at the border. This is a humanitarian crisis. This is a national security crisis. It's not a secure border. I have been there twice, which is twice as much as the current president. We've seen firsthand Republicans, not just myself, but many of my colleagues have visited. We've held hearings there. We've talked to the ranchers. We've talked to Border Patrol. We've talked to business owners and families. And this border crisis cannot continue. And I think step one is actually acknowledging that there is a problem.
Well, hearing him say that he didn't know what those bracelets are, I mean, anybody that has Google can find what those bracelets are. He's doubling down, saying the border is secure. Do you know what he means by that? Is he insinuating that most of the people who come through are not criminals? They are not going to do harm. They're just looking for safety. Is that why he believes that the border is secure?
I'd like to know who he's talked to that has told him that the border is secure, because we have talked to, like I said, a wide variety of people down there, especially our Border Patrol. I mean, those guys, kudos to them. They are working day in and day out with very limited staff and limited resources, and they're using a lot of just unmanned air vehicles and a lot of their resources just to try to provide some semblance of security and safety. But we have to do better for those guys, supporting our Border Patrol, actually acknowledging that there, again, is an issue and it's a wide open border. There are so many ways that we can make small improvements, like finishing the wall. There's security systems that were started and, in place by the last administration that haven't been completed. There are lights that are right there at the border. They are wired for security cameras that we have not put in place. So let's do those small things. Let's finish the wall. Let's get the lights installed. Let's get the security cameras installed. That's step one. But, another thing in Mayorkas, I was disappointed that he didn't at least acknowledge that the cartels down there are domestic terrorists. And we really need to be labeling them as such. They are running the show. They are technologically advanced. They are very smart and savvy. They are finding ways to elude, capture by our Border Patrol. So what can we do to actually acknowledge that they're domestic terrorists and then go after them?
I have a question about that, because we've talked to a lot of experts in terms of designating it a terror organization. What do you say to those who would argue that doing so would actually cloud the approach to fighting them, because there are already so many different terror threats? Wouldn't keeping them in the designation that they're in as the cartel, a unique kind of criminal ring, actually help in fighting them crossing into our country?
They are using all kinds of technology and getting very smart. We talked to Border Patrol agents who said, they're putting carpets on the bottom of people's shoes so that they can elude tracking a little bit easier. We know that they are armed. We know that they are well funded. These are people that are not following the law, so they are not paying taxes. They have no semblance of a budget. They just are making money, and they are making money at the expense of people. And these are innocent people who want a better life. They want to come to America, but they are paying these cartels and coming into our country. And then the human trafficking that's involved at the border too. We can't forget that, because these people are basically prisoners of those cartels until they pay them off. Humanitarian crisis is just the best word that I can come up with, and that's what I need this administration to actually acknowledge.
Congresswoman Jen Kiggans, thank you so much, and thank you for your service. I understand that you served in the Navy and also as a nurse, so you have a very compassionate perspective as well. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.